Welcome back to the discussion and thank you for always joining us. This is k.c.s.e 2022 paper 2 question number 23, linear programming. And the question we have reads, in an inter-school mathematics contest, schools can register teams in junior and senior categories. Information on the number of students and the participation fee per team in each category is given in the table below. We have the number of students per team, both junior and senior categories, and the participation fee per team for both junior and senior. The organizing committee projected to register X junior students and Y senior teams, that is X junior teams and Y senior teams. For the contest to take place, the following conditions must be satisfied. 1. At least 2 junior teams must participate. In this case, we have X junior teams, and the first inequality is X for junior will be greater or equal to 2 as the first inequality. Reason why we are using greater or equal to is because of the word at least. At least means what is mentioned and more. In our condition number 2, the number of senior teams must be more than half the number of junior teams. The number of senior teams, remember senior teams is Y, and Y must be more than half the number of, that is half X, and this becomes our inequality number 2. 3. The total number of participating students from the two categories must not exceed 48. That means X plus Y must not exceed, it means it must be less or equal to 48. But remember, from the junior category we have 6 times the number, which is X, and therefore we are going to have 6X. And from the senior category we have 4, and remember we have Y senior teams, and therefore we are going to have a total of 4 times Y, which is going to give us 4Y. So we are going to add 4Y, and this one is going to give us a total of, so we can have 6X plus 4Y being less or equal to, this is 48. And then we divide all through by 2, we are going to have 3X plus 2Y being less or equal to 24 as the third inequality. And the fourth one, the total amount of money raised from the participation fees must be more than 12,000. That means we are going to have X teams times each team is going to incur a cost of 2,000, meaning the total cost for the junior category will be 2,000 times X, plus from the senior category we are going to incur 3,000 times the number of teams to be selected from senior, and this one is going to be, they are saying must be more than 12,000. This one is going to be greater than 12,000. If you divide by 1,000 all through, we are simply going to end up having 2X plus 3Y being greater than 12 as the fourth inequality. And by so doing, we have worked out part A of this question very, very well. Then in part B, represent the inequalities in A on the grid provided. So we are going to start by first taking each inequality at a time. Remember, for the first one, we are going to do it direct. For the second one, we are going to draw a table where y is greater than half x. We make a table having the values of x and y, and if we assume the value of x is 0, then the value of y is going to be 0 too. If we assume that the value of x is 2, then the value of y is going to be half times 2, which is 1. If we assume that x is 4, then this one is going to be 2. And if x is going to be 6, the value of y will be 3. And if it is going to be 8, then this one is going to be 4. These points are enough for us to draw that line and of course shade accordingly. For the second one, for the third one where we have 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 2y is going to be equal to 24. We can assume that the value of x is 0, then y is going to be equal to 12. And if we assume that the value of y is 0, then the value of x is going to be 8, and that is going to be the table anyway. And for the last one, where we have 2x plus 3y, 2x plus 3y is actually greater than 12, we can draw a table having x and y. If we assume the value of x to be 0, then y is going to be 4. And if we assume that the value of y is 0, then x is going to be 6. And now we can proceed and represent the inequalities graphically. For the first one, when x is 0, here, y is 0. When x is 2, here, this one is going to be 1. And when x is 4, y is 2 here. When the value of x is 6, then y is going to be 3. When it is 8, the value of y is going to be 4 at this point. After we have done that, we are going to draw a line. Remember, we are going to use a broken line because this one is not included. So this is y is greater than, or we can say y is equals to half x. Then of course what we need is above the line, and therefore we are going to shade below the line. We shade below the line. Remember, we are using a broken line, meaning the other part is not included. For 3x plus 2y is equal to 24. When x is 0, y is 12 at this point here. We can use a different ink. And when x is 8, y is 0 at this point. Again, we are going to draw a straight line joining the 2 points. From the inequality, we are assured that the 2 are included, and therefore we draw a complete line joining the 2 points. We draw a complete line joining the 2 points before we shade. What we need is below the line, and therefore we are going to shade the upper part. From the inequality, what we need is actually below the line. So we are going to label this again as 3x plus 2y is equal to 24. Next, we are going to draw another one. We are going to draw the third one. And for the third one, x is 0, y is 4 here. And when x is 6, y is 0 at this particular point here. Again, from here, what we are going to do is to draw the line, then shade. We're going to draw the line this way. Then we are going to shade. So the last one is where we are going to have x is greater or equal to 2. So you go to where we have 2, you draw a line straight away. You draw a line straight away like this. Then this is where x is equal to 2. We shade the behind the line, and at this point we are going to have the required region at this particular point here. So on part C, the organizing committee expected a profit of 200 for every junior, that will be 200x, and 500 for every senior, that means we are going to have 500 times the number of senior teams, and this one is going to be equal to profit. So we are going to pick the point at this point. Let me call it A. We can call this corner point B. We can call this one C, and also this point here at D. And then of course pick all those points. But you realize if we pick a point on D, we are going to have 9 for Y and 2 for X. That means if X is going to be 2 and Y is going to be equal to 9, it means we are going to have 2 junior teams and 9 senior teams. And therefore the total profit that will be realized will be equal to 200 times 2 plus 500 times 9, and this one is going to give us 400 plus 4,500, and this one is going to give us exactly 4,900.